Oh, hello there, internet people on the internet. I know you're not the internet, but I guess you are. I am wore out, big time. Ugh, cutting wood all day, pissing down rain. I'm soaked, and that's something that's never agreed with me is using a chainsaw. Man, it just kills my back. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the sort of the slight hunching over, just brutal on the back. I'm usually crippled for 2 days after I spend a day cutting wood. But I cut and block maybe almost 2 cord, so that's pretty good. And I block it in the woods, which is tricky because you got to climb all over your tree limbs and that sort of thing, and limb your tree and block it at the same time, and then later on try and carry it out of there. It's a little more work that way. I deserve a rum. Ah, very good. Very good. That's what puts you back in the proper frame of mind. Oh, you're probably wondering what's up with this little French mustache I have going on. I was just shaving this morning there. I was going to shave the works off. You know, sometimes I have a goatee. Sometimes I have the Captain Morgan, goes like this and goes like that. And sometimes a little chin strap. You haven't seen that one yet, but I like to mix it up for a little while. I just like seeing people's reactions. They're like, oh, you always look different. I bought this property a couple years ago, this land and this house, and it's a very old area. There's been some form of settlement around here for between 300 and 400 years. It's some of the oldest farmland in North America, and goes back to the Annapolis Royal days, and the Nova Scotia Valley was settled fairly quickly just because it was such prime agricultural land. And there was a military fort in Annapolis Royal. I believe it was before Halifax. I think there was a little base in Halifax, a military base, and then it developed into the port of Halifax and then the city of Halifax. But anyway, turns out after I moved here, a bunch of old fellers said, you know, it's funny that you're a blacksmith setting up a shop there, because there was an old blacksmith shop on the property years and years ago. And actually 2 different blacksmith shops, from what I can understand, within like 50 feet of each other at different times. And I was doing that, you know how I was doing a demo there in Windsor this past 2 weekends. And I was doing it last year, and this old guy come up to me, and we just started chit-chatting, and he said his uncle was a blacksmith or something. I think it was his uncle. And then he asked me where I was from, and I told him Ashdale, and he's like, Ashdale? Well, that's where he had his shop. And it turns out that the man's shop was on my property, on the corner down here. And he said, you know what, I think we have a photo of that guy. And here's the photo here. It's Gordon Barr, General Blacksmith. And doesn't look like a very big man, but probably knew what he was doing. It was probably mostly agricultural related sort of stuff, and he probably did a lot of horseshoeing and fixing of implements and that sort of thing back then. And it's pretty neat. He's got his little suspenders on there, and they used to have the baggy pants, probably wool pants that went way up, maybe denim, heavy denim back then. And I wish I had got this picture before I built this building, because if I had known, I very likely would have put the shop, if I didn't put the shop on the same spot, which was a little tough because of where it's located now, because they moved the road a little bit, but I I may have put it in the same spot, but I definitely, even if I had to put it right here where it is now, I would have built it just like his shop, because it's almost the same size, judging from the picture. And I would have really tried to recreate the building, even though what's crazy is my building is very similar. It's a little taller. This looks like it's probably 10-foot walls, and mine were 12. But the pitch is the same, and looks like the width is close. I think mine's even a little wider. But it almost looks like the same damn building. Fuck off, flies. Ugh. The other thing I want to show you, years ago I was on eBay. I used to be big into eBay, and I bid on this book. It is a Blacksmiths account book from Reed's Ferry, New Hampshire. It's dated January 1st, 1896. And it was W. Schneider was the guy's name. And it is an account book. It's got different people's names at the top. And it has the date, and then what he did for them, and how much they was charged and put onto their account. And then when he paid them, it shows a credit and the balance. What's funny is that they were very often paid in food, or paid with wood, or paid with he never had coal. But there's a lot of neat things in here, where he shoed a horse. It was $1.40. Brace and hooks, 75 braces and hooks. Making braces, shoeing horse, repair some kind of bolt, snib bolt, repaired shafts, shoeing a horse, 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 repaired a chain, shoeing a horse, set a tire, repaired a pitman, repaired axes, repaired or shoot a horse, repair, shoot a horse, paid by cash, received by cash, sorry, $2. Some people in here owed him as much as $15 or $20. Actually, I just flipped to this one. It's $37.55 he was owed. Mr. Wilson. I wonder if Mr. Wilson ever paid. I wonder what happened when this guy died. Did he get his money? Because nowhere in the book does it say it was paid up. Like at the bottom, these balances quite often don't say paid in full. I wonder if the interest was tallied, what it would be today. Putting in a pole. He charged 85 cents for that. That was in 1905. What's really neat about this book is it starts in 1896 and it goes to about 10 or 11 years later into 1907, 1908. I don't think it goes much past that. But he starts to work on more machinery. And it was the time in North America where horses in the old ways were being left behind for a more modern approach to things, like cars and that sort of thing, and running stationary engines to get your power rather than using horses or water wheels and that sort of thing. It was a new time where people started to use machines to do more portable things. You weren't strapped down to doing it right there where the energy was, like where the water wheel or the windmill was. Yeah, repaired a machine, repaired another machine. He just calls them machines. He doesn't even say what they are. Hooking tub. Oh, hooping a tub. He hooped a tub. He put the steel hoops on a tub. That must have had an issue with them. Yeah, he made bolts, and he made a lot of bolts. Shoot a lot of horses, and he shoot horses regularly. Every day he was shoeing horses. He had a steady supply of horses. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Here's a couple screenshots from the book if you feel like looking at it. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.